That's how it has been. That's how it has been.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, you can't be doing panels and not accept the denials and the overall rejection. But I will say this: the the number of denials I've been getting has just been feeling like more than normal. Then I'm watching them go, but your 18 plus stuff, we have to put that in. I'm going, what is up? What is up, guys? Tell me now.
I don't know. Shit, that reminds me. I need to put in AUSA panels tonight.
Do me a favor. When you put your first one in, let me know if you get like a receipt email, because I swear to God, I put mine in, but I don't see a single receipt.
I'll let you know.
Because in my head, I'm like, I remember doing this.
Yeah.
But
I'll let you know.
Yeah. Because I'm just like dead inside. So
Yeah.
well, this is the Geek Posium. This is your place and your usual podcast for the Northeast and some of Texas when it comes to conventions and anime, video games, other things like that. If you like our content, please hit like and subscribe. We could use the overall help, and every like and subscribe helps, and sharing out helps out with us.
Smash that like button, etc. Insert memes here.
You know, just be like someone from Alabama, and that like button is your hot cousin. Okay, just smash it.
Okay, I guess we're not monetized today.
We're not monetized ever on YouTube. Ever. Rumble has no issue with us at all. We can make all the cousin jokes we want there.
Well, shit.
Pretty much. That being said, we are freshly back from Otakon. My voice is still a little bit shot.
Yeah, your voice is gone.
It does not help that I talk on the phone all day as part of my job. So like
I remember having to do that.
My plan was to rest my voice all day Monday, but I came home and I had personal issues where I had to talk to several hundred different people.
You had an interesting arrival home from Otakon, from what I heard.
Nothing like having the cops there and you just going, "Oh, cool, awesome." Yeah, that's
Is that issue resolved?
It is resolved. He'll be officially moved out in September, but he is officially resolved.
Neat.
That is because legally I can't just throw someone out. It's those stupid laws. But there we are.
How much of your food did he eat?
All of it. All of my food. Only my food. I came home and I'm like, you didn't touch any of your own food, not one drop of your own food, but you ate everything of mine, all my soup, all my SpaghettiOs, all my bacon, my sausage, my eggs. You ate all of my cereal. You have 2 boxes of cereal for yourself. You ate only my cereal, only my Lucky Charms, the whole damn box.
What? How much weed did he fucking do?
I don't care. It's done. Homie's done. I'm done.
Like, I'm laughing, but I would have been pissed.
I was super, because I just got done with a con. I'm exhausted, and the first thing I want to do is sit down, eat a bowl of Lucky Charms, and go to bed. That was it. It wasn't like I just wanted to sit down and eat a bowl of Lucky Charms and pass out because I was exhausted. Anyway, so Otakon for me was an exhausting and very, very painful weekend for me personally. I think my total amount of time in the convention center is however much time I was in there doing panels. The rest of it, I was working as part of Otakon's people, and that was not.
How many hours a day did you put in?
Are we counting panel time?
Not including panel time.
11 hours a day. Except, no, 11 hours Friday and Saturday.
You put in work.
And another 5 hours on Thursday.
You put in work.
6 hours on Thursday. Cause I got done at like 4. So, if anyone goes, you didn't make your hours for your hotel room, I go, fuck you. Yes, I did. But you were here on Thursday. I know. I did not stay to like work on Thursday. I came in like with an hour of time left for us, and I left. Oh, but our panels were interesting.
I am going to start by apologizing. But in my defense, you left me unsupervised.
You know, I gave you an entire folder, and I expected you to use that entire folder, and it was my mistake for not checking in on you because I was busy building my own 18 plus train content panel. That someone else screamed to me forwards, backwards, and upside down. I have content for you. I have content for you. I have content for you. And he never had content for me.
Meanwhile, I took your content like, this is a little much. And then, no, it wasn't a little much. That's what we should have used.
It was the exact right amount. It like I sat there and I purposely filtered things for 2 days. Yeah.
I thought I knew better, and I did not. I should have listened. Should have listened to the pornologist on the porn.
Yep. That's okay. That's all right. We gotta. You'll fix it for Texas in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's still
not enough.
Not positive. Not as positive as it could have been, but I feel like it's still got mostly positive.
I'd give it. It could have been a grand slam. We dropped it down to like a single, or a running double if we're lucky with an error.
I think it was a single stretched out to a double.
That's like that one was, and that was mostly there were several factors there. You kept leaning away from your microphone.
The mic was on the right every other fucking panel. Like I'm sitting there and
I get a message from a friend in the audience. And they're like, we can barely hear him. Every other word keeps cutting out. I'm like, what? And so I walk away from you for a second and I go, yeah, every other word's cutting out. I'm looking at you going, oh, and I just start shoving the microphone in your mouth.
One, I'm used to being loud enough that I don't need a mic. And two,
room that big, you gotta have the mic.
Yeah, the room that big, I do need a mic, but
big room, big mic. You gotta be prepared. I probably should have like held it up to your face and said, "Here, hold this."
Yeah.
But you were already injured with your wrist. So I was like, he'll be fine. Nope, that's fine. That was an issue. Some people were like, just the crowd was very loud. The crowd itself was very loud.
Yeah, it was a rowdy crowd.
Did not help matters.
Which is good, but yeah, that didn't help things.
And condense some more.
Yeah.
Take your 10 minutes of history and condense it down to 5.
Yes.
Otherwise,
we need to add a couple things, but
no, that just means we gotta softcore then hardcore.
Yeah,
on slides.
It was also a little bit scuffed.
Yeah. The technology error in the beginning did not help matters.
No. I think it was okay considering it was scuffed, but we can do better.
Yeah. Considering that was salvageable, it was salvaged. Could have been better.
Yes.
My general feeling on that. And I'm not gonna say anything bad on that one. I also was ill prepared because I was just exhausted. I didn't look over anything. I was like, I was like, here you go, we're done. Like that was my response was, here, I'm done. I have other things I have to work on right now.
Yeah, what you were working on instead was a fucking grand slam.
Oh, buddy, the fact
I don't think you could ever pull that off again.
I have never. So I will say this about both of my panels that I did this weekend for Anti-Keg. I have never performed that well ever in my entire life. Tom has finally found his pace with me. Tom has finally found his pace with me, which is great. Good. Excellent. Tom is finally took him 3 years. He got it.
Finally.
Considering he's only there for like one panel every like two panels a year. I'm like, okay, all right. Tom's finally in place, you know? And then we had a lot of other things going on. But that was the thing. And then we had like the I Like Trains panel was just I was walking into that just going, this is going to be the worst panel I've ever done because trying to get some help on this has just been absolutely ridiculous. And I just started making it happen, which is one of the reasons why I wasn't checking on Greatest Asses. I was like, okay, like I gave him the content, he'll use it all, I'll walk away from it, it'll be fine. And then waiting for Tom to give me content. He did not give me content. I had to grab another train thing, and then I had to start making memes. Visual memes, video memes. It's in the game. No one will understand what that means except for the people who are in the actual panel.
If you were there, it's hilarious. If not,
you will understand why everyone went, oh no, when Deutschland started going off. As I tell everyone with Hentai Cake panels, I go, listen, we are a build up panel. We build up. We build as we go, and that's exactly how that panel went. Because by the end of it, it was just great. It was the greatest moment ever.
Yes.
And I could never. Tom wants us to do like an I Like series, and I'm going, Tom, there's no effing way.
No.
I will ever be able to pull this off. For every single Otakon theme, it's just not going to happen.
And then taking them on tour, no, that's not going to work.
It's not going to work. All right, the I Like Trains panel is just a panel that was brilliant. I will try to submit it to other places and see if anyone actually grabs it, but I doubt.
Maybe if there's a con on a train,
or near like a train museum or something like that.
Something like that. I mean, there's been conventions on ships. There's been conventions at tank museums.
Mm-hmm.
If they ever do Contai Con again at the tank museum,
I will say
you should do I Like Tanks.
The number one issue I had with I Like Trains is that Tom jumped the gun on one of the things, and as soon as you did so, I forgot everything for our next panel.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, we both
like he did that, and I went, that motherfucker, and then I went, and then everything I was holding.
Our next panel was only ever going to be single, but we barely beat it to the bag.
People liked it. People liked it.
Yeah, people liked it for what it was. But
I will not.
I saw on your face that I had the exact same thing. It's like, oh, there goes Pope Leo.
I was just like, shit. What the hell was Martin Luther's mentor's name? Straubitz, Strublabaps, Skibidabap, Skibidap, Doodle. I'm like, oh, great. I got Scatman in my head. It's not gonna help me. Oh, but that happened, and then that panel was just amazing. I have never, and I will never do that well ever again.
Who knows? Maybe Boobs the panel will have the same energy.
It might not. I won't have a straight man. I won't have someone else there to really.
Mean, I'll be in the same room 2 hours later, so I could probably be your straight man. We'll be in the same room 2 hours later.
Yeah, I'm like both of us because I'm.
Both of us.
No, wait, no. It goes asses, then something else, then boobs the panel.
I thought it was boobs the panel, then something else, then asses.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's check the schedule.
I'm pretty sure asses is first, and I think the last one I'm doing is my tentacle. No, my tentacle one's on Friday. But I know
Colossicon Prime. I need Colossicon Texas.
Yes. I did the same thing. I was like, oh shit, they have cornhole. We should get wrecked, fucking wrecked, and just play cornhole. My response, cornhole. I gotta get wrecked.
I saw that. It's like,
like Darren, why do you have to get wrecked while playing cornhole?
What the shit? The one in between us is a tier list of lewd.
It's asses, then lewd, then boobs. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you were right.
Mm-hmm.
We might as well just stay in that fucking room.
Wonder who has the tier list of lewd.
I can try to find that out.
That's my
They
big
don't
question.
have the guidebook up. They just have the regular schedule up.
Yeah, as an image. Guidebook should be up sometime next week, I believe, or like the week of.
Yeah, while I'm in at Matsuri.
Mm-hmm.
That's prepping. That's actually been kind of fun, especially since the one panel I'm having to put together for it was already half done.
See, for me, the only panels I have to build are Boobs the panel and my everything about tentacles. And everyone's like asking me about the history of tentacles. I'm going, no, this is not a history class. This is a classification class. This is me explaining the different types of tentacles, what they do, and why you should avoid them. Or not avoid them, depending upon how you feel about it.
So what I'm built I've got a I say build, but Ava's never been built. It's just unhinged.
My number one issue is this is another weird panel year where I am not up against Max at all.
And I'm up against him every fucking time.
And it's all of his big stuff, too.
Yeah, like I'm against Boku no Pornorama. I'm up against You're All You Should Feel Bad.
The fan fiction one.
You
just have no luck.
I have no luck.
No luck. And then there go the loud Hispanics who, just roll around blasting the music.
I'm surprised they have two different DMing panels on the docket. They have mine and they have someone else's.
What time is that one?
That one, mine or
yours?
Let's see. I believe it's Saturday.
No, Saturday I'm booked solid. Leave me alone.
Yeah, we already had this conversation.
I was like, how many am I doing? No, I'm good.
Yeah, it's noon on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Because I got 2 on Friday, 2 and yours, so it's 3 on Saturday, and then 1 on Sunday.
Yeah, I've got 1 on Sunday. I've got 3 on Saturday and 2 on Friday, I believe, because I've got objection. I've got objection at 2 in the big room. Cool. Objection and events 1 at 2.
Ooh, the really big room. I'm only in
right before your cryptids at 4.
Fuck. Let's see if I don't get canceled this year. Like to go in state.
Well, cryptids at 3 in events 4.
I still cannot believe I did not get canceled at all this weekend. At all. In fact, there's just lots of clips of me like starting my panels like all over YouTube, and I'm going, okay, I am everywhere right now.
Oh god!
Like, yeah.
That's gonna get a phone call to the boss.
Otakon has me in their Otakon reel, apparently.
Oh damn!
And I was like, "Sup?" I sent you that.
Oh yeah, you said. Oh yeah, you did.
They liked us. They really liked us.
Cool. What do you have on Friday of Colossicon, Texas?
I have
since we're doing con shit, let's just go over our schedules.
I know I have cryptids on Friday, and I think the other one is
you've got cryptids at 3.
Censorship and anime, or no, it's my everything about tentacles.
Everything you want to know about tentacles at 11, right before Manly Battleship, Boku no Pornorama. That might lead to an awkward conversation.
Because Max has already done this one.
No, they used to have another panel called Everything You Want to Know About Tentacles, but we're too afraid to ask.
Meh.
The general hentai Q&A.
Whatever. I'm just gonna go through the overall thing. Listen, the he's fine with it. He don't care. And if he gets pissy at me, I'm like, dude, I'm doing like, what did you do? You did this? It's not the same content. Go away.
Meanwhile, on Friday at 2:00, I have Objection, Ace Attorney's Portrayal of the Japanese Legal System in Events 1 at 2. What else? At 8 p.m., I have 3 on Friday. At 8 p.m., in Events 4, I have Military Anime, or I didn't know Blatant Propaganda could be this cute.
Isn't that during Boku no Pornorama?
No, that's during You're Wrong and You Should Feel Bad.
That's probably worse.
Yes. And then against Boku no Pornorama, I have I Mustn't Run Away, an Evangelion debate panel.
I saw that and I was just like, oh, poor James. No luck.
I just have to be unhinged. I just have to be you.
How much of me?
I've been you for that panel, and sometimes it goes good, and sometimes that's the thing. We don't plan the Evangelion panel.
See, I have a rough outline for all of my panels, and depending upon how unhinged I get, really maximizes what's going to happen there. The asses panel was just me going, there's 1,000 people here, holy shit. And then the train panel was just, I have no time for rest, just keep it at this energy.
Keep going.
Just keep going. And as soon as trains finished, I was like, I have to pee.
I'm sitting there trying to get my stuff set up, and you're like, you disappeared.
I'm like, I have to pee. Like right now, I have to pee. People were like, stop me to shake my hand, take selfies. I'm like, thank you. I really have to use the bathroom. Thank you. I have to pee. Come on.
So Saturday, what you got?
Saturday, it's I know I have boobs panel last. I know I have asses with you, and I believe my last one or my very first one is censorship in anime.
I'm trying to see what censorship in anime is. Oh, that's at 8 p.m. So you have censorship in anime in events 3 at 8. We have asses at 11
in events 2.
And then in events 2 at 1, you have boobs the panel. That show up to boobs the panel. That if it's anything like trains, it's going to be a fun time. And asses will be a fun time because I'm going to fucking fix it.
Remove the damn gun. There are no ass pictures of the gun.
There are other guns, but they're not Japanese.
Yep.
Anyways, see, I've got at noon, I've got tabletop DMing 101. And then my other one is Greatest Asses of Japanese History at 11. Guaranteed fun time. If the stuffed version of that panel can be a fun time, the fixed version is going to be a fun time.
You know what's nice is we're not up against Max for that one. It's like, oh, nice, huzzah, excellent. Unlike the
next panel is against his fanfic mystery theater, but you can't have everything.
You can't always win.
And what you got Sunday?
Sunday, I have Just Say It Already, which is my PG-13 romantic comedy review and what you should watch panel, along with a bunch of hidden gems that no one has actually seen, and a few classics.
Meanwhile, I've got Liberty or Death, Kill Guess, and the American Revolution at noon, so an hour before yours in events 2. And then we both have Neil drive at high speed to the airport.
I have 4 whole hours. It's like, 30 minutes to Austin? We'll be fine.
You never know. You never know with TSA.
What are they going to do? Hold me in contempt?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
That's okay.
You said what on stage last night?
Bomb, 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 Iran.
Now we're canceled.
Now we're canceled.
Everything is as it should be.
That's okay. That's all right. Every time I check, we are getting hit by Russia for like copyright. I'm like, come on, Russia, leave me alone. Why do you have a hard on with me?
Yeah. Why am I not finding my fucking I was about to pull up since we're also doing con shit.
Your Matsuri.
The week before I will be in Anime Matsuri.
Yeah. When you know what we can do? We can talk about our Saturdays of Otakon.
Oh, Saturdays?
Yeah, like I only had one panel on Saturday and it was great. But first I want to hear what happened with your panels because you also had a train panel.
I had a train panel. It was okay. It was an info panel. I got a trains chant at the beginning.
That's my fault.
I know. Some people were expecting unhinged content, but it was an 18+. It was an info panel, so
Yeah, that's not the same
I
thing.
kept an audience. People, they didn't have fun, but they were entertained. They learned shit. They stayed, and then had a good Q&A.
That's good. That's good.
And I will be doing that again at Anime Matsuri. So at Anime Matsuri on Friday, the 11th at 2 o'clock in room 340, I have Mobile Suit Lyrical Nanaha. I'll look at the mecha genre's influence on Magical Girl Lyrical Nanaha.
Didn't I send you that? No, that was not Lyrical Nanaha. That was something else.
That was something else.
Yeah, well, those girls who ended up who were part of that Magical Girl fight thing with the music.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, and they were in Kamen Rider. I was like, look.
Yes. A lot of Magical Girl stuff has a lot of overlap with Sentai and Kamen Rider.
Considering how bloody Kamen Rider is, that's always surprising to me.
Then on Saturday, I have All Aboard, the Trains of Galaxy Railways and Galaxy Express 999.
How did that panel go for you, by the way?
That's we just talked about it.
Okay.
Come and learn stuff. And finally, at 11 on Sunday, I have Exploring the Legal Landscape of Gunsmith Cats. That one might legitimately get me canceled because that's a Second Amendment panel at an anime convention. Come learn about how USB Miller is complete bullshit.
Yeah, but you're also in Texas. You'll be fine.
True.
You're in Texas.
Yeah, come learn about how USB Miller is bullshit. Also learn how that affects a plot of an anime with lesbians with guns.
They're not lesbians. They're just good friends who talk about who they want to dick all the time.
They actually, the author said, yeah, Revi's probably lesbian.
Doesn't she have a crush on the ATF guy?
Characterization changes.
The correct answer is, Darren, haven't you fucked a lot of lesbians? Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
There's just something attractive about authority. Especially when they have the power of life and death over your business, like the ATF does over I said Rev. What? Rally. Well, I got Revy and Rally confused. Girls with guns. Tan girls with guns. Anyways. Rally Vincent's entire livelihood rests in the hands of the ATF.
Like every gun shop. Anyway,
and what's her face?
Minnie?
Yeah, Minnie. I kept on saying Misty. Is like, no. Minnie.
Do you need me to be in the back of your panel, just having cue cards? Yeah.
I'll have them straight in my notes.
All right.
It's been a long week. We both have these dark circles around our eyes because we still haven't recovered. I took
a nap, and it was like a great nap. Like I said, I was telling you earlier, I'm on Ashkawana now, and like I've been sleeping great. Like I have been sleeping great. Like these dark circles were much worse when on Tuesday, and then the Ashkawana came. And I'm like, okay, Luke from We Are Change. Let's see if you're right.
Yeah, I took a nap today as well, and it was great, except for the fact I woke up in pain.
I mean, my
right wrist was almost healed, almost, and it went from being 95% to 85%. Why is this hurting again? I didn't do anything.
Probably slept on it wrong. That's what I did to my wrist. I'm like, ow, what did I do? I woke up like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not. I'm like, that's probably stiff. Then I tried opening up a can of salsa. Well, because I had tacos. Because it's Saturday, I make tacos and nachos, so I can sit down and watch some of the Mets game before I have to do this. And we were losing. I'm like, okay, great. Well, at least I have tacos. Orioles.
I also had tacos today.
So, but opening that stupid jar. I'm like, ah. I did my censorship and anime panel, and I managed to keep the energy from I Like Trains for that one.
I heard very good things about that.
My only problem was my last. Okay, so I was on slide 95 out of 108. Out of one, I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there. I'm like, why does the next slide have the ending panel? What's up with that? Because there's shit. You know, I'm like looking, going, what happened? Next, I'm like, you motherfucker. And I know exactly what happened is because because Windows is now subscription based with the cloud model, blah blah blah. So what it was doing is it was saving a online version in the cloud, but I don't have time for that shit. So the files it was bringing up there didn't get all the way across, and because those files were being uploaded, they also got screwed up in the fucking hard drive.
That happened to me also during one of my panels at Otakon.
And I was just like, I was very upset. So I couldn't do any of my video content. I just went through interspecies reviewers with my
notes
with my notes and a couple of the pictures I had. Well, that's fine. That's
so
okay.
I have a question. I'll ask you offline, but I have a question about censorship. Well, I was going to ask: Are you going to include something, or are you going to continue to not include it?
I'm not having redo of Healer anymore.
Okay.
After I do the last version of 3.5 in Texas, we move on to 4.0.
Okay.
Which is this is not for kids. So again, this is a long form panel. Been doing this for at least 4 years now. All right. Let's actually move into the news now. Share your screen.
Actually really exciting. It'd take a while for it to pan out, but really exciting news happened while we were at Otakon.
Exciting and terrifying news happened while we were at Otakon. Let's be honest about that. Come on, share your screen.
I'm working on it. So yeah, we a Korean scientific team may have discovered the first room temperature ambient pressure superconductor.
Good. So, if you guys are paying attention to anything with Tim Pool and Ian's rambling, this is what he's been rambling about. He's very excited about this because he believes that with room temperature superconductors will lose less energy, so we'll need to mine more energy. And my response to this was, no, we'll just use more energy, because when we started thinking that after we were getting more data, we would be able to do more with less.
No. More with less, which means we'll do even more.
Except all that happened was we just bloated every single website to hell.
Pretty much.
So I think
what happens with energy use is the same thing that happens with computer resources. And that's best described as what more giveth, Gates taketh away. You give a computer more resources, all the background shit is just going to take more and more resources.
Yep. And then it'll cry when it doesn't have those resources.
Yes. When you try to go back, when you try to go back to an earlier spec, it'll cry and catch on fire.
I'm like, no, I can't do that. No.
But yeah, this is exciting. This the trying to get superconductors to work has been what's held back maglev trains, because in order for our superconductors to work right now, they have to be super cooled. But with a room temperature superconductor, you can do it they can be much more energy efficient because you don't have to cool them so much. A lot of hover technology would begin to work. Computing power would increase because of
we're one step.
I don't understand the science behind it, but it would help. It would help in making better computers.
We'd be one step closer to robot girlfriends.
Yes,
one step closer. We already have realistic boob and vaginas. All we need now is workable robots that won't kill us in our sleep.
Elon, start working on this.
Elon's been working on this.
This is why Twitter became X. He's mining data. He's mining user data to create the next AI.
Yep. And then while he's doing that, he's funding.
I was going to say that's why he's more importantly why he's worried about free speech, because he wants unfiltered humanity.
And it's it's
the data.
While doing that, he's funding catgirl research. I'm like, okay, good. I'm like, okay, great. Alien chicks, catgirl chicks, and robot chicks. Elon, there you go.
Anyway,
there you go. Anyway,
so there's some pushback. There's some teams have sort of duplicated it. Some other teams have failed. So there's still more to learn. The team behind it, they released 2 papers, and you can tell they're confident because they released 2 papers at the same time, and one of those papers only has 3 authors.
Okay.
You know what that means? They think it's Nobel worthy because you can only get a Nobel Prize when you have to have the Nobel Prize is only awarded as a shared prize
for 3 people, maximum.
Max. So it's like, we think this is Nobel worthy. Like, as long as it's not faked, as long as it can be duplicated, this is huge.
Yes. As long as it's not fake, unlike Obama's world peace one.
I wasn't talking about the Nobel Peace Prize is always bullshit, but I was saying the study, as long as the study's not fake. There's been a lot of fake studies recently coming out.
Yeah, I know. It's like people learn that if you just spout bullshit in a science paper, everyone else will just believe it.
Just believe it. I think the dean of Stanford just got taken down.
Yeah. All right.
By a fucking freshman.
Oops.
Like going through a paper of his deeds, like that looks like Photoshop.
Oops.
I sent it to someone who verifies stuff. Like, yes, you're right. This is Photoshop.
What have we learned?
Be better at Photoshop.
Yeah. All right. Don't get caught, dumbass.
Well, he didn't get caught for 20 years. So.
You got caught by a freshman.
Making memes on 4chan, it led to things.
What's next?
Video game news. So the ESRB wants to use facial recognition to verify ages. Oh
yeah, this won't be terrible dystopian nightmare type shit.
This is literally like they always say conservatives and libertarians read another book. Stop referencing 1984. This is fucking 1984 shit.
No. That's ridiculous. No, that's wrong. You're wrong. Right? This was in Majority Report, starring Tom Cruise.
It was also in Majority Report. But like the two-way televisions verifying who you are, that's fucking 1984.
That's 1984. I mean, it's a bunch of different, and the Fahrenheit 451. It's a bunch of different dystopian nightmare type shit.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, why do you guys like? No, you guys need to stop referencing the same book. Stop fucking looking at the book. Going, this is a great idea.
Stop using it as a user's manual. It's a warning.
A warning for who? Not for me. Tee hee hee. I'll always be in power. Tee hee hee. No, you dumbass.
No, you don't. What you use will eventually come around and be used against you.
Mm-hmm.
Because fun fact, tyrannies are not stable. Eventually they fall. Eventually even stable governments and free governments fall. But
nothing lasts.
Tyrannies are inherently unstable.
Yep.
People get pissed off. They find ways to. People get pissed off. They find ways to rebel.
The question of this is, how do they circle this how do they circle this I with the whole COPPA laws? Because COPPA laws say you can't like gather data for minors.
I don't know, because that's one of the things is they explained in a letter to the FTC how it would be complying with COPPA, but
How?
yeah, like if they're using AI to like, there's a lot of young people. There's a lot of young people that or young looking people.
Yeah.
So if it's like just guessing, that's not going to work.
No. You're gonna need some
until a couple years ago. I was still getting fucking carded. Like, you look 15. Like, no, I'm 25.
No, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah,
I'm too old for this stuff.
This was cute a couple of years ago when I was actually 21. Now, fuck you.
See, people stopped carding me when I turned like 23. I'm sitting there going, huh, wonder why that happened. Also, it probably didn't help that I was 23. I was in fucking Europe, drunk and high.
You weren't in Europe, that's why.
No one cards you in Europe. They just go, American, fuck it. He's already drunk. What are we going to do? Make him more drunk? Ooh. Anyway. Oh, I sent you that shotgun thing, right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I'm gonna have like 3 of those and just start downing monsters on stage.
I thought you were going to say beer, but you said monsters.
No, you can't do that. They frown upon you getting drunk wasted during a panel.
Do they still make amp?
Yes. Do they still make Rippets?
Jeez. I was gonna say, get me an amp, but I'll fucking do that shit as well. And that would be we would have both have heart attacks.
It's fine. It's okay. It's all right. My heart can attack everything.
We do not want to be Jim Medeker.
No, we don't.
Well, at least you saw that, right?
Nah, which thing?
Where Mr. Medeker revealed he had a heart attack.
No. Anyway, let's move on to the next article because we're already behind.
So this is media news. So Cast Media is a podcasting company that's a lot of major podcasts are associated with, and they haven't been paying their podcasters.
Oops.
And they're not paying their podcasters. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. To stave off bankruptcy, they're merging with Podcast One, and they're forcing their creators to sign deals with Podcast One in order to get any of their back pay. And those deals with Podcast One are a 60-40 revenue split in Podcast One's favor.
It's nasty.
Yeah. It's
like
bullshit.
Like 80-20 in the podcaster's favor, I get. If you're doing 60-40 in the podcast company's favor, they had better be supplying you with like gear and shit.
And they're not.
Yeah.
So, and they got caught because they got exposed because a lot of creators, like, there were whispers about this going around, but a lot of creators that were associated with Cast Media were afraid to talk about it publicly because they have lives, podcasts. The podcasts are how they got paid, etc.
Mm-hmm.
However, one of their clients was Jim Cornette and his business partner Brian Last.
Jim Cornette can't keep his mouth shut.
Not just that, but the way they structured it was they just used Cast Media to as their ad agent. They didn't do anything else. All their other revenue sources were disassociated, so they could just contact their sponsors and say, we're not using them anymore.
Oops.
And they kept on trying to fucking double down. And they were going through Brian Last initially. And they got tired of him saying, "No, this is fucking bullshit. If you keep doing this, we're gonna host a podcast exposing you." And so they went directly to Jim Cornette, which was a bad idea. Because Jim Cornette can't keep his mouth shut.
Jesus.
So they've done multiple hour-long podcasts just tearing them a new asshole.
Oops.
One of the greatest heel managers in wrestling, and you've pissed him off.
Jesus, you would have had a better time just pissing off Martin Luther at that point.
But because of that, and because of that, it's gotten out. So
yep.
It's killing the podcast one deal, although that might go through, and it's starting to cause there's litigations being initiated by both sides.
See, here's my problem with this is that as a small podcast, when we were on like Podbeam stuff like that, I would say, I would get a say on when the commercials would pop up, but not what they would be, and I didn't really care because we didn't have sponsors. As for this thing, it sounds like these Cast Media might have sponsors. They might be bringing you sponsors.
They were bringing sponsors to a lot of these people, and they were bringing sponsors, but they were also giving, with everyone else except Cornette, they were giving production assistance.
What the hell is production assistance? What are they doing? Putting it up?
Putting it up, music, sound editing, that sort of thing.
We already do that, and that's not that hard for us.
That's not that hard.
I mean, we're a duct tape and freaking zip tie production here.
Meanwhile, like the Cornette and Brian Last shows, they did all the rest of that stuff themselves. They just wanted someone to sell ads for them, and that's what they used. Cast Media for. So when Cast Media tried to hold up their money, they just contacted all their sponsors directly and said, "Hey, let's try to get something set. Let's try to get something set up separately, because we're not getting paid. I know you're paying,
Cast we're not Media, getting it.
Cast Media is not paying us."
Yep. And I'm surprised no other podcasters do that, because that's probably what I would do. I'll go, listen. I know you guys are paying for time on our slots, but we're not getting any of this money. So, let's make a deal.
That's pretty much what Cornette and Brian Last did, but they also had other revenue. Cornette does sells. Part of the reason they do the podcast is to sell wrestling collectibles.
Yep, and
primary revenue. Everyone else had their revenue stream tied up in Cast Media. They didn't have that as their primary revenue stream.
Well, this is something I see very often about these third party middleman type things, is that if you start making it harder for someone else to do their job, or you make it so that it's not worth it to them, your job should no longer exist. I'm very sorry. But if I can replace your job with a, let's say, I don't know, an email and just an email form, what the heck? I don't need more from you. Now, that being said, some people are stupid, like some people that we know, who then give out passwords and nonsense to people and have one password for everything. I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you have one password for everything? One, two. Why aren't you just getting a deposit in your bank through Zelle or something like that? You're a electronic deposit is easy to do.
It's not that hard.
I don't know why you gave them your bank information, or you opened a thing and was like, okay, cool, absolutely, and then didn't go, oh, that's weird. People need to have antivirus on their computers, some anti-malware, something.
Don't open strange emails. The other thing is the CEO of Cast Media was also caught as he's declaring bankruptcy, building a new house, going on expensive vacations at 5-star hotels in Europe. So
Oops.
got caught red-handed doing all of that. So it's kind of left a bomb and or kind of left a crater in the podcasting sphere.
Well, next.
Video game news, but also tabletop news. This is a press release from Promethean Books. They're producing tabletop RPG games based on the Tales series and the Yi series.
I thought it was the Legend of Heroes and
Legend of Heroes. Tales is a sub series within Legend of Heroes.
Trails.
Yes.
Not Tales. Trails.
I thought I said Trails.
You said Tales like twice.
Yeah.
And I'm like Tales of Vesperia?
No, Trails of Cold Steel, Trails Zero. Yes.
Trails the Sky. Trails 2 is which I'm still playing.
I'm still playing Sky FC.
You were just like Sky 2 is just Steel Cold 1 and 2.
Chapter 2, like it gives away the plot to Cold Steel, which just didn't come out till 10 years later. It's like, oh, these motherfuckers were leaving hints all over the place.
You'll find that's very true in most of Trails. Most of Trails. Oh. It's why everyone likes the games, because they leave you nuggets everywhere.
It's been fun going back and playing Sky. I'm looking forward to getting through. I'm almost done with FC. I'm hoping by the end of Texas, I'll be on to Zero.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I said earlier. Zero is a slog.
I know it's going to be a slog.
It's not that it isn't a good story. It's just that there's no sense of urgency throughout the entire game till the final chapter, till the final 2 chapters. And you get a little bit of urgency during one part of one chapter, and then a whole bunch of urgency during the end of the other chapter, and that's it.
Meanwhile, Sky FC, like everything's cooking until the end of the first chapter, and then the second chapter starts out okay, settles down, and then it ramps up until the end.
And then Cold Steel 1, there's a little sense of urgency after the first chapter. That's kind of it.
Yeah, like the first chapter kind of like settles you in, and then it starts building that urgency
until the end, and where you just kind of go, what the fuck? And then the game goes, and to be continued. What do you mean to be continued? What do you mean to be continued?
Oh, 1 maybe. I threw my controller out at the ending of 1.
I believe you told me to calm down because I was screaming. I was like, 2 doesn't come out. It doesn't come to me for a whole week. I thought a whole week.
Oh yeah, because I was like, because I wasn't convinced of Trails yet.
Yep.
And you're saying you gotta play this game. You gotta play this game. It's like calm down, bro. The more you push this on me, the less I'm gonna be interested.
Nope. Anyway, so I'm not okay with this because I think a lot of people are terrible as DMs. I mean that seriously. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Finding a good DM is hard, and then when you find out you are the good DM, it just sucks. You are the forever DM. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not a how would I put this? I'm not a bad DM, but I'm a meme DM.
I'm a pretty lenient DM. My problem is I will let you kill yourself. I will let you do it.
I won't, but I'll make you pay.
I will let you kill yourself. I have had more than a few. I've had more than a few people who have just pissed me off while they're on their escort mission with an alchemist. The alchemist gets scared and starts throwing random bottles of things at the enemies.
Were you like, how close were you to bringing out the Chair of Adventure?
I had a Bodomancer once. Because they refused to cross a river after the big bad evil guy. And all they had to do was cross the river, capture them, and bring them back, and like bring them back. Like that was the whole damn point of this damn plot. They refused to cross the river. They decided to go down the river through a freaking desert where they could then circle around. And I'm like, that will take days. The river's only 3 feet deep. You can cross here. You could build a boat. It would take less time. Like, no, we are afraid of what could happen in the water, and boats could easily go awry. I'm like, all right, okay, it's fine. So while they were in the desert, I had them get hit by a boat. They're like, what was that? A sand ship? No, boatomancer. He mances boats, controls them. So I just started hitting them with boatomancers whenever they just pissed me off. Like, I will make it the most ridiculous shit ever, but I would just, like, you will regret. I will homebrew a random ass freaking entire spell system.
Just drop boats on people.
Dropping boats, having boats attack, having boat based traps.
Boat-based traps. Until they cross the river.
They never made it across that river.
Afraid of bodies of water.
They're no longer afraid of bodies of water. They're afraid of boats.
So they wouldn't cross bodies of water because they don't have a boat.
I'm like, you could build a boat. No. Boats. We understand. Boats are evil. I'm like, okay. All right. Boats are evil. I agree with you. Yes, they are. Yes, and.
Oh, Lord.
All right, next.
Speaking of not paying people, Patreon.
Patreon fucked over all of its creators again. So Patreon did two things here. This is something I saw from Clownfish TV. I couldn't find an article on it, but I found their video on it, and this was something that made me go, wow, I'm so happy I got off of the Patreon train forever ago, unlike a lot of my friends who are now broke. Oops. But so those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it is a system in which you can go and subscribe to a creator that you like, and they can either give you goodies or not, and you pretty much pay them for those things. And some people have this as like a monthly type thing where people can just give them money for access to a Discord, special back end things, extra content, stuff like that. Patreon recently moved its bank system from California to Dublin.
I wonder why.
Taxes. And in doing so, everyone's credit card went, nope, we don't. International charge suddenly for some reason. This isn't right. And instead of Patreon going to everyone and sending them an email going, hey, your credit card was denied because we moved banks recently. Please talk with your bank and resubscribe to your favorite creators. Here's a list of them. Instead of doing that, they just went, oh yeah, canceled them all.
Oops.
So a bunch of people lost a lot of money there. And a secondary result of this is Patreon lost a lot of money coming in. So they can't really pay for most of their stuff. Most of their really high-end diversity, inclusion, and equity team.
Oops.
Which makes me go, hey, you know what would be really equitable? Not paying your entire team.
Oops.
So, unfortunately, people don't understand equity when there's nothing to go around. They only understand equity when everyone's got money.
Yep. Equity means you. If you want to believe in equity, equity means you share in the debt as well.
Yep. So, my general feeling on this is Patreon is a screwed up platform. I told everyone to get off of it 2 to 3 years ago. Not longer.
So, okay, I'm a new creator. What are my options besides Patreon?
As a new creator, if you already have a fan base and you don't want to build anything or put anything out there, you can just go ahead and use Subscribestar. If you don't want to do that and you have a website that's already made, there is a tip jar thing you can use on your on websites. They take a very small percentage, but it's a tip jar. It goes automatically to your bank account. If you don't want to use that, PayPal is still an option. PayPal still exists. PayPal does allow you to have donations.
I was going to say, there's also some others. There's Utreon. I know Forgotten Weapons uses that, although I think they changed their name, but it's similar to Subscribestar and Patreon, but has a video player built in. If you're mostly doing video content, it doesn't do anything for discoverability, but like to deliver your video content in a safe place. Another option is Floatplane.
I don't know that one, so
Floatplane is run by Linus Tech Tips.
okay.
They a lot of gun tubers actually use Floatplane. But the only problem with Floatplane is they're really good at hosting. They're really good at hosting your videos. Their subscription model is good. The share between Floatplane and subscribers is good, but there's no discoverability because they're not Floatplane. Well, go once you've been discovered. Floatplane is where people go once they've discovered you. It's not how they discover you.
I mean, there isn't really any discoverability on Patreon either.
Yeah, there's not discover. You got to go. It's like Patreon. You got to be discovered somewhere else.
Exactly. X is where you got to do it. X is going to give it to you.
X is going to give it to you.
Anyway, that's the overall thing there. Next.
I guess we're on tech news. Twitter Blue subscribers can now hide their verification check mark. Hentai
Cake will never hide their verification mark. We will always be blue check marked, better than everyone else, forever and ever.
What makes this funny is people will hide their check mark and then they'll use obviously Twitter Blue features like long tweets. It's like you're an imposter. You're just pretending to be us normies.
You're not one of us. You're one of those elite. And I'm like, yes, I am. Don't fucking forget it. I'm better than all of you. Elite. I hate when someone every single time someone tries to go, you're this, and they use like a word that's like means superior than someone else. I go, yes, and yeah, I'm superior than you. What's your argument to me here? That I should feel bad that I'm superior than you? Nah. You know what? You should feel bad because I'm superior than you.
But
anyway, so this is the interesting overall thing. I'm still waiting for I do not want an NFT as my profile picture. I do like editing tweets. I don't have a reason to post videos that are 3 hours long. Maybe I should. Maybe I should post this on Twitter now. It's an option. It is an option. And because I know we gained a lot of Instagram and Twitter followers. Although everyone's just like, why is the Twitter thing still a bird? Why isn't it deactivable? Because he changed it 2 days ago. Leave me the fuck alone. It's been 2 days. Calm down. I don't even know if he's keeping it.
Elon does change his mind on shit.
Oh, pretty often. And quickly.
Yes. What the fuck happened to whatchamacallit? Series of tubes.
The pneumatic tube train thing.
Yes.
I forget what the hell it was called, but yeah. Went through like eight different titles. Yeah.
One point it was the Boring Company.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Our last thing, breaking. Or happened just a couple days ago. So Vince McMahon has been hit with a subpoena and a search warrant relating to his allegations from last year.
Which allegations are those?
Those were the ones where he was accused of sexual abuse and paying paying people for sex.
Are you not allowed to pay people for sex?
You're not allowed to use company funds to do it.
Blah 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 blah. It's a tax write-off.
But apparently it's related. It's related to that, but I haven't read too much into it.
I don't know.
But it's funny. As soon as this happens, he's he hasn't retired, but he's on medical leave for spinal surgery.
No, that's been in the books.
When the lawsuits happened, he retired, and then he unretired a couple months later after everything cooled down and stole the company back.
To be fair, WWE was like spiraling for those couple months.
For those couple of months, their ratings were up. Their ratings were up. Their booking was good.
Exactly. That is not WWE. Spiraling out of control.
They were starting to kick AEW's ass.
That is not WWE.
And now they've regressed, but so has AEW.
So there we are.
The wrestling business is dead. Sadly.
All right. My general feeling on this is I really don't care.
But it's entertainment news, so.
All right.
And it's something we talked about a couple of times.
Like multiple times over the years. Vince McMahon likes hookers.
Yes. He keeps retiring and then unretiring.
And for banging hookers. I'm like, okay.
So,
all right.
Anyways, so.
Oh. 2 weeks. So there will be no Geek Posium for 2 weeks.
You have 2 weeks. I have a week. I have until Thursday. I gotta get up at 4 a.m. Thursday to get on a plane.
There will be no Geek Posium for 2 weeks because he will be in Texas and I will be working on shit. I have the most annoying part is I have my CompTIA Networking Plus test like the week after CloseCon Texas. Like, sweet, excellent, I can fail it then. Fuck it.
Watch you barely pass.
But the problem is like more than a quarter of the test is just fundamentals. And you know what my weakest fucking point is?
Fundamentals.
Because I don't use that in my day-to-day job and as a networking person. That's the most annoying part. I'm telling you, like we don't use any of this shit. None of this. We use none of this.
You don't know the OSI model?
No, we don't use that. We don't talk about that.
I remember we had this conversation at dinner at Otakon. So we argued about whether or not the browser was a level 7 was a level 7 app.
Anyway. And
you were like, no, it's infrastructure's like, no, the user touches it, it's level 7, it's top layer.
Bullshit.
It includes elements of the other shit, like the presentation level, it's level 7. It's the user layer.
And I still call bullshit. Anyway, this has been the Geek Posium. We will see you guys in 2 weeks after CloseCon Texas, where we will have stories. And hopefully neither of us has a heart attack.
I just realized I'm going to be fucking dead the next episode we'll have. Because I get off a plane at 2 a.m. on Monday.
Ooh.
And then I have to be in class at 8 a.m.
See, here's the thing.
That's the week I start classes when we have this again.
I took a direct flight home for Sunday, so I get home at like...
I don't get a direct flight. There's no direct flights to Cleveland. Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland.
In either case, this has been the Geek Posium. We will see you guys next week. I hope you all have a good night. And of course, remember that we're old as fuck.